Hey everybody, welcome to tonight's pour. Now tonight's pour is going to be a car themed painting. Yes it is. So we're going to use Spider-Mobile, Spider-Man's Dune Buggy. I didn't know he had one. I thought he got around by, swinging from building to building. But maybe, there's not, I guess if you use this in the desert, there's really not that many buildings to be flying around, swinging from. So maybe, I don't know. I saw this though. I've always liked Spider-Man, so I'm going to do this Spider-Man car. So when I was thinking of what should I have come out the back, I really kind of wanted a web, some type of spider web coming out the back. So I'm thinking, how can I get that effect? And I think I'm going to do a black background. And I thought about doing just a white fan out, and then kind of just making the lines of a web through it with the black going through it. I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. I thought about doing a swipe technique instead of the Dutch pour, blowing it out with a hairdryer. And a swipe technique, I used to do quite a few of them. So I pulled this one off the wall that I have just right over there. See how that kind of looks like a web. So that's what the swipe technique does. I did this one a number of years ago. So that's what I think I'm going to try to get. So I'm going to go black, all black, and then I'm going to do white, and I'm going to swipe it and see how we go. Now we do add silicone to this. And of course the white and black I'm going to be using, and if I do use some red, they're all Artist Loft, white, black, red. So the silicone I'm going to use, just this simple can of silicone spray. I've had this for a number of years because I used to use it in every painting I did of some sort, and then at one point I just stopped using it, and I still get a lot of cells. And so I don't use it. I rarely do anymore. So I was also, when I learned how to do this fluid acrylic paintings, I was always told not to add silicone to black and white. I don't know why, but that's just what I remember being taught. And so I'm using primarily black and white, maybe a little red, and I've already got those colors mixed, so I can't add silicone to them because they're in little bottles, and I use it for other stuff and I don't want silicone in it. So what am I going to do? Well, I think what I'm going to do, even though I've already got the black down on the canvas, I'm going to just spray some on the canvas, and then I'm going to do a swipe. I've decided I'm just going to do the swipe. So all we got to do is adjust the camera. We can get started. All right, as you can see, I have the canvas down with the black paint on it. I'm going to go ahead and pop some of these bubbles in here. All right. Take my silicone spray. All right. I got a little hair or something right there. Must be a beard hair. So we're just going to put white. I'm going to use quite a bit of white here just because I want to get a good swipe. Now I had to find something to swipe it with, so I'm going to use this, just a piece of cardboard. So I'm just going to lay it on there gently. And I'm just going to swipe it. And that didn't swipe very good at all. That's real frustrating. So as you can see, mean, it kind of looks cool. And as you can see, this white is sinking in here. So I think maybe I'll just tilt. Kind of spread it out. Maybe I want to go this way and get rid of some of this. Maybe that'll look more webby. Yes, I'm really tilting. It's a tough lead. See, it's built up there. I don't like that. So I'm going to try to run it off this way. Sorry if you can't see this on the camera view very well. I guess I could move it to where you can see it. I don't know if you can or not. I'm just trying to get some of that white off over there and spread this webby look. All right, give it a torch. And I think what I'm going to do, I got this kind of backwards from what I normally do. Let me get this car out of the package so I can kind of see where I want to put this car. Because I think I am going to add some red to it. Maybe I should put it here and just add red there and blow it out. Some of this paint off my fingers. I'm gonna act all clogged up. Alright, so it's going to act clogged up. So I'm going to take this like this. And we are going to add some white to it, or at least around it. Don't want to do too much white. And we're just going to do with the straw. So we'll just have our car in here. And that's like it's on a web. I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work. And yeah, I got these little, I just kind of like that it's a couple things that's really off. Kind of want to try that. I just kind of hope this white part doesn't sink. And I know it doesn't look uniform like a spider web does, but you know, that's all right. That's all right. This is abstract. So we can have it a little while. So I'm going to put that right there, and it's like it's on the web. Now, just the tip, since I'm going to be putting resin on this, and I have silicone. If you ever use silicone in a painting and then you're going to resin it, you need to either clean it off, or what I do, because like some people clean it off with the, oh, I don't know. There's videos on how to clean this stuff, and I have never cleaned one off. What I do, because, you know, I guess I'm kind of a lazy artist, is that I just spray it with glossy enamel and get a good seal on it, and then I can just resin over that seal, and it's always worked for me. So I'm all right with that. Definitely all right with that. So I like how this one is. It's definitely a little bit different than what I've normally done, but I just hope the white doesn't sink a whole lot, so you can still see all this stuff, all the webbing. And I think we'll have a killer piece. All we have to do is wait for it to dry. We'll see how it is dry, and then we'll get that bad boy resin and that car placed in there, and we'll have another great piece. All right, this one has dried, and I have sprayed it with, I've given it two fairly thick coats of a glossy enamel spray to kind of seal in that silicone that we used. And I do see a lot of splotches there, but hopefully that won't come through when it's resined. So this is a 10 by 20 canvas. I got the back taped so we can peel that off in the morning. And I was kind of happy that the white didn't sink that much. Now, I know it doesn't look like a spider web per se. It's like more uniform that a spider web would do, where it's straight, almost like straight lines, but that's all right. This is abstract. And then, so we're going to place the car right here. So it does kind of look like a web. And then we got the collar here with the red and white. So we'll place the car right there. Normally I have it clear up here with all the effect, but I decided to go with not so much. Plus, when I was, as you can see, that you saw when I was painting this area here was kind of, didn't have any of the white part in it. And so this is a good place to put the thing. And I know it's a little bit here and a little bit there, but that's all right. That's all right. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, I like it to be perfect, but it doesn't have to be. So we're using Promise epoxy, 7 ounces, 3.5 the hardener, 3.5 the epoxy. And I stirred it for a couple of minutes just to get it mixed all together pretty well. We'll just try to get as much out of it as we can here. All right. Let's set that there. We can start spreading the resin around. Really bring that red out and those white swiped lines. That's that web part of it. something in there. It's a hair. There's a hair in there. Well, it would have, for me, it would have to be a beard hair, not a head hair. Top of my head. I don't have much hair there because that was kind of long. Even if I do have a little bit of hair, but they're very short. Alrighty, I think we got it spread all over pretty good. Put that there. Sit down while I torch. Now, if this ends up separating the resin, the silicone on here, if I didn't get it sealed good enough, it does separate the resin. Well, we'll just have to put another coat on it. Might have to seal it again. So I know I see a lot of questions on some of the acrylic sites, and they're asking, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? I'd say pretty much you can do whatever you want. I know you don't want to ruin a painting, but you might have to experiment on a painting maybe that's not as important to you. That's how you learn, is you experiment and you play around with it. So I would say that you could probably spray like I didn't go online and ask if I could spray a gloss enamel on this before I resined it. If it's sealed already, if you could resin it, I just went ahead and did it. Doesn't mean I'm right, but it worked for me. And I'm just saying, don't be so timid and just kind of experiment, do some stuff, do some crazy stuff. Sometimes that's when it really pays off and you get an awesome painting out of it. But I would say that if this, these spots, the silicone can separate your resin and leave little divots, and the very first painting I did, I resined. I didn't research anything myself. I just resined it and I have a lot of spots like that because I didn't clean the silicone off, because I didn't even think that I had to have that cleaned off. But anyway, it's like 3 days after that, after it had dried, and I was like, why does that look like that? Is when I finally read something about cleaning it off. But I didn't resin anything for a long time after that. The only reason I resin that one, it was a painting for our living room, and my wife wanted it resined. And so that's what I did. Just getting some angles here. Moving some resin around because there was a spot here on the end. And there's a spot there that keeps drying. And I don't know. That might be a spot I just have to deal with later. There must be a spot there too. Maybe I didn't get it sealed as well as I thought. But I'm all right with it being on the ends. It's in the middle that I don't like. Yeah, you can really see it right there. And I know I just put a bunch of, because this is real thick here. Let's see if I can put some over there. Maybe I did just miss it. Maybe I wasn't over far enough. Let's see if we can do that here. I know I've covered this one up a few times though already. Maybe I did just miss that spot because now it's all covered up. That spot's a little bit better right now, but it looks like it might be expanding. Oh well, I'm all right with it being on the ends though. So here we have our car, our little Spider-Man car. Just going to place it right in here. Right like that. Get it to the right spot. Alrighty. There we have our Spider-Man, the Spider-Mobile going through a web. Clean up a little thing right there. Alrighty. If you like this one, hit the like button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you need to subscribe. We're going for 500 right now. And we're slowly getting there. And as always, thanks for watching.